Was the January 29, 2025, Potomac crash really an accident? On the evening of January 29, 2025, tragedy struck over the Potomac River when an American Airlines regional jet and a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter collided mid-air, resulting in the loss of all 67 souls aboard. Official reports have framed this as an unfortunate accident, citing possible miscommunication and weather-related factors. But as with any major aviation disaster, whispers of a deeper, more sinister truth have begun circulating. Was this really an accident, or is there something they aren't telling us? Suspicious circumstances surrounding the crash. There are several aspects of the crash that don't quite add up. Military involvement. The Black Hawk helicopter was reportedly conducting a classified training exercise, but no details have been released about its mission. Why was a military helicopter flying in such close proximity to a commercial airliner over restricted airspace? Timing and location. The crash occurred near Washington, D.C., a city with one of the most heavily monitored airspaces in the world. How could two aircraft collide in an area where air traffic is under constant surveillance? Technology failures? Some reports suggest that Sikorsky's Matrix autonomy system, which allows helicopters to operate with minimal human intervention, was being tested on the Black Hawk at the time. This system, designed to assist pilots or even enable autonomous flight, relies on advanced AI, sensors, and GPS navigation. If Matrix was in use, could it have been compromised? Potential system malfunction. Was there an unexpected failure in Matrix's algorithms, causing the helicopter to lose control or misinterpret its surroundings? Cybersecurity breach. Given the increasing threats of cyber warfare, was the system hacked or remotely manipulated? Could an adversary have interfered with its operations, leading it directly into the flight path of the commercial jet? Chinese cyber attack? Some intelligence sources suggest that the Matrix system may have been targeted by Chinese state-sponsored hackers aiming to disrupt U.S. military operations. If this were an act of cyber warfare, could the Black Hawk have been deliberately directed into the flight path as part of a terrorist attack event? Deliberate sabotage? Was the Matrix system tampered with beforehand as part of a larger scheme? If so, by whom and why? Why didn't the helicopter change course? Investigators noted that the Black Hawk did not attempt evasive maneuvers, raising suspicions as to why. Was there a failure in communication between air traffic control and the helicopter? Or did the Matrix system override manual inputs, locking the aircraft onto a collision course? Could there have been a deliberate directive preventing the crew from changing course? Some sources speculate that a sudden loss of control or an external force directing the helicopter toward the commercial jet may have played a role. Why didn't the crew respond to air traffic controllers? Air traffic control attempted to contact the Black Hawk multiple times before the collision, but there was no response from the 3 military crew members on board. Several theories have emerged. Radio malfunction. Was there a failure in the helicopter's communication systems, preventing the crew from hearing or responding to instructions? Crew incapacitation. Some speculate that the crew may have been rendered unable to respond due to a sudden physiological event, such as hypoxia or an unknown external factor. Deliberate silence? Could the crew have been instructed not to respond, either as part of a classified mission or due to interference in the chain of command? Was there something, or someone, on board that necessitated radio silence? Hacked communication systems? Could foreign actors, such as China, have taken control of the Black Hawk's communication system, preventing warnings from reaching the crew? Eyewitness reports contradict official narrative. Several witnesses described an explosion before impact, while official reports emphasize a simple mid-air collision. Could the Black Hawk have been targeted? Was there someone on board that the government wanted dead? Some conspiracy theorists suggest that a key individual was aboard one of the aircraft. If true, was this crash an elaborate method of theories? 1. A cyber attack or electronic warfare? Given the advanced avionics on both aircraft, some speculate that this could have been a deliberate cyber attack, perhaps a test run for an enemy nation looking to exploit vulnerabilities in U.S. aviation security. Was this an act of electronic warfare, where GPS signals were jammed or aircraft systems were remotely hacked? If Matrix was operational, was it overridden by an external force? 2. A political assassination disguised as an accident? With ongoing tensions between global powers, could a high-value target have been aboard the Black Hawk or the American Airlines flight? If so, the crash could have been an elaborate cover-up for an assassination, much like past events where accidents served as a means to eliminate key individuals. 3. A false flag operation. Some believe the crash was orchestrated to justify new military actions or aviation restrictions. Could this be a pretext for enhanced drone surveillance, increased military presence in civilian airspace, or even a new global conflict? Why, the truth may never come out. If this was not an accident, then the people behind it would ensure that the real story never sees the light of day. Governments have a long history of burying inconvenient truths under layers of bureaucracy, classified reports, and controlled media narratives. As the NTSB and military continue their investigation, the official story will likely reinforce the idea of pilot error or equipment failure. But for those who look deeper, the inconsistencies, the timing, and the classified nature of the Black Hawk's mission raise more questions than answers. So, was the January 29, 2025, Potomac crash just a tragic accident, or something far more calculated? We may never know the full truth, but one thing is certain: when the official story doesn't add up, it's time to start asking the hard questions. And was the new Chinese A.I. DeepSeek responsible in some way for the crash? Did China hack the Black Hawk systems?